So I'm joined on stage by Joanna Fielding, who's CFO of HSBC Services. So I really appreciate you doing this. I think this is maybe the first time we've really come out in public talking about all the things that HSBC has done. So I really appreciate you coming doing this. So please give Joanne a round of applause and thank her for coming. Okay.
Thanks, Mark.
All right. All right, so we're going to talk a little bit about the transformation going on at HSBC. And HSBC is a very established enterprise. I mean, for those of you that don't know, I mean, Hong Kong, Shanghai, banking corporation, really successful company. Why move parts of the business to the cloud?
Moving to the cloud is essentially part of our new technology strategy. Historically, HSBC has, to be frank, largely built its own, or we've bought and customized to the extent that actually keeping our technology current was incredibly expensive and just difficult to do. So our new strategy is to lease, buy, build in that order. The program that I'm running is actually the first cloud implementation across HSBC, and others are starting to follow.
Right, right. And now the project name is Velocity, if I remember correctly?
Correct.
Okay, great, yeah, it makes sense. Can you tell us more about it and how it's going to transform the banking operations?
So Velocity as a program kicked off almost 2 years ago, shortly after I joined HSBC. And essentially the platform that I inherited for what was the back office of HSBC, to run the back office in terms of cost control and transparency, was the legacy architecture was inefficient. It wasn't fit for purpose for today, let alone for tomorrow. So we brought in Deloitte to work with us to identify what opportunities were out there in the market, what sort of solution we could implement across HSBC, and we selected Oracle Fusion in the cloud.
So exciting.
We signed our contract with you in May last year, and we are implementing ERP and EPM for the whole of HSBC Global Services, which will essentially be about half of the bank's cost base.
Yep.
But we're also rolling out the same platform essentially as the cost subledger across the entire HSBC group. And it's all about increasing control, reducing cost, improving transparency around the cost base so that the businesses really understand their drivers and can make better commercial decisions.
Right, right. I just want to remind everybody, this is a bank. I mean, this is a real bank, and I don't know how often we hear about why banks can't get things done in the cloud and all of that. I mean, it's very impressive that not only the selection process, but actually to get it through the regulators and get moving on this project. I mean, it's very, very impressive. Maybe a couple more questions. So why in the end did you choose Oracle?
I know a few of them are in the audience, so I will say it. Oracle rolled out the 18 as part of the selection process. You demonstrated that you really wanted to work with us. So to address, you know, obviously as a bank, one of our biggest concerns is around security. Right. So throughout the RFP process, and we did proof of concepts as well with both yourself and a competitor, it was the commitment of Oracle to really make this work, and very much in a three-way partnership between HSBC, Deloitte, and Oracle. And I felt that Oracle as an organization was the right one for HSBC to work with, that the product would land better with our users, and that certainly proved to be the case.
Yeah. How's it going so far?
So we went live with EPM in March of this year, and that's a global implementation. And in April, we went live in the UK for intercompany and as a pilot for expense users. And big bang for the UK was in July. And the UK, HSBC has about 240,000 employees, 50,000 of those are in the UK. And so our first implementation was actually in our biggest and most complex location, and we're going live with procurement in November. So it's a very aggressive implementation schedule. And
aggressive implementation of a very big operation. So it's very, very impressive. Anything else, Joanna, that you think the group should know that I haven't asked?
I think it's worth, whilst it started as a program to increase control and transparency around our costs, it's actually also enabled us to respond to the changing regulatory environment. So, as you said when you introduced me, I'm the CFO of HSBC Global Services, and we've set up that organisation to respond to the ring-fence banking regulation in the UK. So HSBC Global Services will house all of the back office and all of the functions within HSBC and provide services to both the ring-fence bank and the non-ring-fence bank. We couldn't have responded to that regulation as quickly as we've been able to do if we'd gone with an on-premise solution.
Exactly. Yeah, it's very impressive. Well, listen, please, everybody give Joanna a real round of applause for coming in. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, good to see you. Thank you.